Hi, my name is Ashton and welcome back to Ashton's EDC. Today is going to be the part one of a multi-part series or collection of videos that I'm going to be doing over the next little while, going over my folding pocket knife collection. I'm just going to be focusing on folding knives because I am going to be doing a video on some fixed blade knives soon as well, but that won't be part of this series. So this part one is just a kind of a mix of different knives that I have. Going forward, I'm going to be doing it going by brand. So I'll share all the Spyderco knives I have, all the buck knives I have, etc. But for part one, I'm just going to be sharing kind of the knives that I only have one of from a certain brand, or just kind of a mismatch of of different pocket folding knives. So I'll get started. First up, I have this pocket knife. This is a knife from a company called Wren. Hopefully you can see that on the blade there. I got this from a Bespoke Post subscription box a while back. Nice little pocket knife. I don't remember the blade steel. I think it's a 420 or something like that. But it does have these nice green G10 scales. I like the orange accent there on the thumb set, and it comes with this orange lanyard here as well. It's a liner lock knife. It's a bit thick as far as pocket knives go, but not too bad. Has nice action. One kind of odd thing about this is that if when I go to disengage the liner lock, if I have even just a little bit of pressure on the blade here, sometimes it won't, the liner lock won't be able to disengage. So I have to completely have my hand off of it, pushing the liner lock, and then it will be able to close. So a nice little pocket knife there from Wren. It's got a nice deep carry pocket clip, and it has flush screws as well. Which is nice, so makes it very nice to carry, nice and deep. Next up, I've got a few knives from Gerber. The first one, this is I would say one of my maybe first ever pocket knives or folding knives, and this is the Gerber flat iron. This knife has been pretty used and abused, as you might be able to see here. It's got an aluminum, I think this is an aluminum scale, and then just the stainless steel here on the back. This is a frame lock, as you can see there, and it's in this cleaver shaped blade. Really nice knife. Kind of has an interesting pocket clip here as well. It's not a deep carry, but it's got this kind of almost money clip esque pocket clip. Got some pretty nice action. Big blade, big handle. As you can see there, and then you can even choke up to give you some more room. So lots of room. I have a pretty large size hand, so that's nice. I've used this knife quite a lot. You can see it's pretty beaten up. It's been dropped and banged against things, and I've used it to chop like branches and stuff like that in the yard and all sorts of things that I've used that knife for. Next up is another one from Gerber, and I forget the name of this one, to be honest, but it's a nice little slim liner lock, as you can see there, from Gerber. Has these, I'm not sure, it's like an FRN or polymer handles. It's got a black stonewashed or black coated blade. I think this is in 8CR13 MOV. The pocket clip is okay. You can see there it's not a super deep carry. One kind of strange thing is, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but this screw up here, when I got it, it was all stripped out and all covered in all sorts of gunk. And that was like straight out of the box, but this is only, I think, $20 or $30, so it's not too bad. You know, got a pretty good grip. It's a nice and thin blade. I don't carry this one too much, but I don't mind it at all. It's a pretty nice little one. Next up is this one. I think this is also from Gerber. This is called the Affinity, I believe. Nice kind of sleek, kind of gentleman style knife. It's got the copper handle or scales here on the front side. On the back is just a stainless steel, but does have this copper over travel stop, I believe it's called. Has a pretty nice clip, not deep carry, but kind of wide, similar to the one on the flat iron. I know most versions that you see online come with a removable or adjustable thumb stud. Mine didn't come with a thumb stud. I believe the ones in Canada don't all come with thumb studs, so it just has the finger hole here. So obviously you can open it two-handed easily, but you can, not the easiest, but you can open it one-handed too if you really need to. I believe this one comes with a D2 blade steel. Pretty heavy considering it's has this big piece of copper here on the front. But yeah, nice kind of sleek gentleman, sort of like a gentleman style pocket knife there. Next up, I've got this knife. I've showed this knife on the channel before. This is a knife from Dijo. Very interesting, really unique pocket knife in my collection. So as you can see, the blade here, I got a really nice satin kind of mirror finish, but the only thing really protecting the edge of the blade is this little orange piece here. Other than that, like, this is the entire blade is almost open to the outside, folds open. Very minimal design. There's really almost nothing to this. There's a blade and just a few pieces of metal. But as you can see here, there's this piece that's both the frame and the lock. So it's all in one. So it's a frame lock. If you can see there, it says press. So you press there to disengage the lock. Got this kind of unique style pocket clip there, and this is actually the second or third knife that I've owned from Dijo. I bought it 2 other times and I lost both of them, so seem to have some bad luck with that. So I don't carry this one anymore because I don't want to lose it again, and I don't think they're that easy to find anymore. I originally bought this at just an outdoor store similar to REI. But yeah, really unique knife from Dijo. Next up, I've got one from Kershaw, and it's this one here. I forget the name of this one again. You can see Kershaw there. It's got a super slim little pocket clip. Also has this carabiner here, so if you wanted to attach it to a belt loop, I guess you could attach this to a keychain. It's a bit big, in my opinion, for a keychain knife. But opens up, and it's a liner lock. It's kind of interesting how the lock on this one functions. So from this angle, you can see the lock there, which seems to be part of the liner. But when I reverse it, it's essentially just a cutout of the frame. So kind of interesting how that's been done, but it's nice and secure. Has this kind of interesting blade shape, kind of a Warncliffe or reverse Tonto there. And it has this sort of gray stonewash on the bottom part, and then just regular satin on the top. This is just with the 8CR13 MOV. As you can see, the knife overall, it has these, they call them carbon fiber, but I think it's a carbon fiber G10. So it's not a pure carbon fiber. Kind of a unique knife from Kershaw. It has these sort of grooves here in the blade, so you can open it one-handed. Not the easiest to do, but you can do so just by sort of slotting your thumb into those sort of indentations on the blade. Next up, I've also shown this one on the channel before. I think this is a knife from Condor. This is called the Cadejo or Cadijo. Not sure if you'll be able to see that there, but it's Cadeejo. Kind of disappointed in this knife when I got it. I got this quite a while ago. I think I just got it because it was in 14C28N blade steel, which I don't have any pocket knives in that steel. And I got it to I think just to qualify for free shipping on one of my orders. But it has this interesting blade shape, as you can see there. And yeah, as I said, it's in 14C28N. This is a lockback pocket clip on this one. It's kind of weird. It's kind of crooked. I've tried adjusting it several times, but kind of overlaps here on the inside of the handle. Not a super ergonomic knife, but it's okay. The reason I'm kind of disappointed in this one is just the quality of particularly the thumb studs and the handles is just not great. So the thumb studs and the handle are made of this kind of this plastic material, but it feels kind of soft, and it has this, it's hard to explain, almost like an oily feel to it, but it makes it, it's quite soft, so it doesn't take much to scratch it or really take a chip out of it almost. Might be able to see here on the thumb stud, so it got kind of squished here on the one side. Just the quality overall is not great, so kind of disappointed with this one, but I still keep it around, use it around the house sometimes. But yeah, not my favorite knife in my collection, but I don't have any other knives from Condor. I know they make some really great fixed blades, so I might have to check that out too one day. Next up, this is one of my favorite knives in my collection, honestly. It's a little mini cleaver pocket knife. Really funny little knife. Got a nice, pretty wide cleaver blade here, but only a couple inches long. Uses a liner lock, has G10 handles. Has a pretty nice deep carry pocket clip. It is with tip down orientation, but it's very wide, as you can see. It has this little hole in the sort of tip or corner of the blade. I'm not too sure. I think that's just a style kind of addition. But as you can see, quite wide. If you carry this in the pocket, you know, it comes out to that much, which is pretty thick, but nice little knife. Surprisingly, I can actually get a pretty good grip on this, like a 3-finger grip. Really nice little kind of chunky style knife, but a really fun one. This is from Smith's. I got this at Cabela's for like $15 or $20 or something like that. Next up is this one here. This is a knife from Remington. I got this knife partly because it reminded me of another knife from Buck. I think I have here much more premium knife, but this one, this is one of their hunter knives, I believe, but kind of have similar lines. This one much more premium and much more expensive as well. But this one doesn't have a thumb stud. It has this kind of nail nick type thing, but it has some texturing there on the nail nick. So you can open it one-handed. Not the easiest to do, but you can do it. Just has a liner lock there. It does come with a pocket clip, which I actually just removed. As I'll show it to you here just a second. But the pocket clip only has one position, which is right here. So in the tip down orientation, and I just didn't find it very comfortable. To carry it in pocket that way, not too bad, but particularly holding the knife. It just really seems to get in the way of my hand. You know, it's right up at the top, so really touching these few fingers where I'm gripping it, so I just removed it. It's got a nice lanyard hole there, so I might add a lanyard. I think this one is in, it's probably an 8CR 13 MOV or maybe 420, but a nice knife. Pretty big handle, gives me a nice grip. I like the blade shape, and this is more of an outdoors knife, so I don't carry this one for EDC, but I'll carry it if I'm going on a hike or if I'm working, you know, at my in my sister's backyard or something like that. But a nice little knife, or not so little, but a nice knife from Remington. I got this from Canadian Tire for $15 or something like that quite some time ago. Next up, this is from a knife from Cabela's. Got this one for $5 or something like that. Nice little liner lock, pretty thick, has these, I think it's aluminum or something like that, or it might just be stainless steel handles. I got it in the orange, so you can see the liner lock there. The pocket clip is kind of interesting in how it's mounted. So it's straight up and down in this direction, but it's mounted with it having kind of this arc over top of the pivot screw there. Kind of interesting choice of design, I guess. But a nice little knife. I like to keep this one in some pouches or kits. It actually has pretty smooth, you can't flick it open, but it has pretty smooth opening. For a $5 knife, it's not too bad. So, nice little one from Cabela's. Pretty heavy, pretty thick, but other than that, pretty nice. Next up, I have this. This is the SOG Terminus XR, using their XR lock there, as you can see. I think this is an assisted knife, or it might not be. Pretty nice knife. I think this is in, yeah, this is in D2, or it says Cryo D2 right there on the blade. Pretty nice knife, got G10 scales. I don't carry this one a lot. I had some issues with it when I first got it. Primarily being it was kind of sharp. The flipper tab here was extremely sharp, and it was also had a really large amount of tension. So just to sort of like engage or actuate the blade, I had to press extremely hard on the flipper tab, really like hurting my finger because it was so sharp, before the blade would finally come out. I've since disassembled it and tried to loosen some of the pressure on the spring inside, like an Omega spring. So it's not too bad now, but I just don't love it. I don't love the pocket clip. It's a nice deep carry pocket clip, but it's just a bit too loud, I guess, for me. It really shouts like this is a pocket knife versus something like this from Ren, right? Is just a regular pocket clip. So don't love that, and just the action in general. I always get pinched on this sort of crossbar, the XR lock, as when you open the blade, this moves. So sometimes I'll get my finger pinched in there or there when it closes, and to close the blade, it's pretty easy. It's got pretty good action once I pull back on there, but just a few things that I don't love overall. When using the flipper tab, I guess if I were to hold it down here, then I could use the flipper tab, but normally I'm going to hold it up here, right? And so my thumb is on the other side of this XR lock, so kind of gets in the way of the opening in the lock. So not my favorite knife, but still a nice knife from SOG or from SOG. Next up, really nice knife. This is from QSP. This is the QSP Penguin. Got this Warncliffe, almost cleaver design. Really nice, nice deep carry pocket clip, as you can see there. Actually interesting how it works. It's mounted on the top, so it's like ultra deep carry. Although the screws are sticking out there a little bit, so it doesn't sit super flush, but still pretty nice. Uses a liner lock. I got mine with these linen micarta handle scales, and they're extremely soft. It's hard to explain, but it's just a really smooth outside. Doesn't give you necessarily the most grip, but feels really nice in hand. It's got super good action, you can see there. Nice grip. Yeah, just a really overall really nice knife. Got a pretty good drop shut action there. You can do the reverse flick, excuse me, with the thumb stud there. So yeah, really nice knife from QSP. This is the only QSP knife that I have currently. I'd like to get some more though for sure. And this is in the D2 blade steel. And the last one I have here is another one of maybe the most unique pocket knives in my collection, and this is a knife from Kershaw. I believe this is called the Capsule with a K, and this is a manual OTF knife. So as you can see here, it has this blue piece here. You press in on that and then push up, and the blade comes out the top. So like automatic OTF knives with the switch out the front knives are illegal in Canada, but when I saw this online, I just thought, what a cool addition to have some sort of an OTF without having the automatic function. I don't carry this one a whole lot, but it's just really fun. It's got a nice deep carry pocket clip. Blade steel is the 8CR13 MOV. As you can see, it has this kind of dagger blade, but it is only sharp on the one side, so the other side is just kind of to match the looks. It's got a bit of jimping right here though on this side. Not that I would really use that because you would have to kind of get over the hump, so normally I would just hold it like that. But honestly, it's kind of a novelty knife, but it's just really fun. And now I can somewhat sort of say that I have an OTF knife in my collection. So normally you'll use my thumb, push in on that button and slide down. You can't really flick it open or anything like that. I've tried, like if I push it out a little bit, then try and flick it, that doesn't work. So you do have to push it manually up all the way, but then it clicks into place. Probably not the most secure locking mechanism either. It's got some wiggle side to side and a little bit up and down too, but again, honestly, it's just for the novelty and for the fun of having a really unique manual OTF pocket knife. So that's all of the pocket knives I have now for my part 1 of my pocket knife series of just kind of the miscellaneous one-off from a certain brand pocket knives. I hope you enjoyed the video. Kind of a mishmash of knives, different sizes, different locking mechanisms, but it's kind of fun. More videos to come soon, and then in the following parts of this series, I'll be focusing on specific brands and sharing the knives that I have of each one of those brands. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, it would be great if you could hit the like button. And if you liked other videos that I'm making, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe as well. Let me know down in the comments if you have any of these knives, or just what you think of them in general. I'd love to hear. Hope you have a great day, and take care.